Jesus Christ, what are these deformities? Why is it that whenever I press random, I just see another face that's gonna give me nightmares? Man, this is the worst character creation I have ever seen. And this game just got released. Oh, remastered. It's actually so bad that I've given up on making a beautiful female character and I went with the male instead, because I feel like I can make a human looking. At this point, I'm settling for human. I can make a human looking character with the males instead of the females, because the females just look, Jesus Christ, they look like Chernobyl victims, honestly. What, like, what what are we doing here? Okay, I'm just gonna have to reset. If you go through the randomize and you just see a bunch of atrocities, click onto another race, then click back onto the race that you want. At this point, bro, this is probably one of the most like, you know, the decent, most human looking faces that you're ever gonna have. And start off with this character right here, the base face for the Nord. So I'm gonna go with young. You could do the skin tone to whatever you want. It's a shame how I can't actually edit the brows itself, because that is one thick eyebrow. Okay, I made the eyebrows a little bit lower. That gives it kind of like a hunter eye looking thing. So, you know, cool. We'll take that. We'll take the hunter eyes. This is the angriest looking man I've ever seen in my life. So we're gonna make it low, but we don't want him to look too angry to the point where he looks like he's gonna kill you just for breathing wrong. Yeah, we're gonna go with this. This seems fine. Like, this character creation sucks so much, man. I'm sorry. I'm gonna rant a lot in this video, but look at, like, I can't even change the eyebrow fat. Why do I have so much fat around my eyebrows, and why is it moving with, like, oh my god, it's so... This is by far the worst character creation I've seen. But yeah, I'm gonna go with something like this. Before we continue to the next page, let's go straight to the tone. You could give any eye color that you want. Usually with me and my characters, I usually give them all white eye colors or gray. So it's just a trait that I do with every single one of my characters, whether it's a female or male. I mean, sure, yeah, you've got some nice colors here. You got the green color, you got the blue, you got the lizardy stuff down below as well. But I'm not gonna bother with that. I just want to look human. At this point, looking human is like... You'd think it's a bare minimum in a game like this, in an MMORPG, to be able to make a human looking character, but at this point, man, we will be so grateful to look like a human. You could do a tin and then just change the color directly yourself. Now I'm gonna go ahead and go for this skin tone right here. I don't want to look too pale like a zombie, so go ahead and find the skin tone that you like, and then, you know, if you want to put it on. If not, that's completely fine too. I'm gonna leave it on 00. I mean, you could even leave it with nothing, to be honest. Now you can add freckles if you want. I do have freckles in real life, so I am gonna add freckles in. There isn't really much of a makeup option here. It's the same for females too, so don't think it's like this for males and not for females. It's exactly the same. I'm gonna go ahead and add a black eyeshadow. Now I might keep this, I might not. The reason why is because I'm gonna be a mage and I want to look dark and scary and, you know, all that stuff. So, you know, yeah, we'll see. I'm not quite sure how I feel. I'll finish off the character first and then I might come back to it. To be honest, I do look like a bit of a Viking too. The dreads, and I know Vikings also did use eyeliners too, if I'm not wrong. It wasn't an actual eyeliner, they just... They didn't have eyeliners back then. But you get the point, you get the point. Okay, I'm rambling on too much. Let's get back to the build and the setup. I'm just showing you what it does, just so you can see what you want to change and what you don't. This is what this setting does. It makes your face really wide. Okay, now let's go to the cheekbones. You don't want it to be too high, but you do want it to be high. This is basically the thickness of the cheekbones. We're making good progress here. If you're watching this video, if you just cover my character's nose and mouth and you just look at the eyes, the eyebrows, and the cheekbones, we're looking good. We're good. We're Gucci right now. So we're making good progress. This is just the overall size of your head, your entire head shape, and it's just so, it's like why would I even want to touch this? Seriously, like why is this an option and not the option to change my eyebrows an option? Like, I swear to you, it's ridiculous. It's just there's settings here to make you way more uglier than you possibly could. Somewhere around here seems just right for me. Maybe just out here too. It depends on how wide you want your face. If you want it a little bit wider, maybe around 13. If you want it to be a little bit narrower, around 4 to 10. Do not go anything beyond that. Now, next up is the chin, which I like creating chins because I know exactly what I like in my character. We want it to be out and forward. A little bit lower. Yep, this is what we want to edit. We want to kind of make it a little bit forward. That looks alright. So this is what's going to make your jawline look good. It's basically, if you just look at the neck, it hangs down and you don't want it to hang down like this. And it also pulls your chin backwards, making you look very ugly. So this is probably one of the things you need to change if you picked one of the deformities in the random section. But you don't want it to be extreme like this. You do not want that, because now your neck just looks weird. You would want it to be around here, I'd say. But as always, you can do whatever you like. Now, small or large. we want a large chin. Not too large to the point where we're looking like Quagmire, but let's just keep it around here. Short or tall? I'll be honest, there's just way too many settings here that don't even need to be here. Go ahead and leave that. Thin or wide? Now, usually with my characters, I do like having a wider chin, especially on the males. That is a wide ass chin. Jesus Christ. But to be honest, I feel like right now it's already kind of wide. I don't need to make it any wider. So yeah, we're just going to go ahead and leave it as that. Now let's go into the eyes. Regardless of whichever character you're creating, having a little bit of larger eyes would make it better. You don't want to look like a lizard. You don't want it to be too big. And also for some reason, when you make your eyes big, it's also making your cheekbones pop out. So there's just so many ways to make your character ugly by touching features that shouldn't, like by things being touched that shouldn't be touched. But it is what it is. You can have small eyes. It can work too, especially with the hunter eyes. It won't look bad. But with me, I like having slightly bigger eyes. And yeah, however, like I said, you can easily just go for something a little bit smaller, like this. This looks great as well. Just don't go too extreme with this one. Okay, now we got this tilt. Now you'd think this is going to tilt your actual eyes, but no, it's tilting your actual eyeballs to the left and right, which is, yeah, insane. And this character, he can't even look straight, honestly. I can't even tell where he's looking, but just know that he's not looking at you. He's looking off into the distance somewhere else, right? I'm just gonna go ahead and leave it in the middle because we don't have any clear indication on where this guy's looking, because they just want to make it that much more difficult to make a good looking character. So it's completely up to you. I'm gonna leave mine just a little bit closer. Just like, why is this even a thing that you can edit? Why would you guys wait? Like, why? You guys are so lazy, honestly. Like, this is just a weird setting. Just leave it in the middle. I don't know what to do with this. I guess this is your face fat, and Bethesda's trying to not be cancelled, but this is basically your face fat. They can't use the word fat, otherwise they're going to be cancelled by fat people. That's basically what this setting is, so you can tweak this to how you like. I'm going to make mine a little bit skinnier. You don't want it to be too skinny. The skinnier you make it, your cheekbones will pop out more and your chin, but you'll also look like a testicle for some reason. I have no idea why they're doing this. But anyways, yeah. So you want to make it a little bit skinnier, or just, if you want to make it a little bit more bulkier and fatter as well, go for it. It's not going to do you much harm. You can just leave it. You know what? Fuck it, I'm leaving it in the middle. Okay, this is how round your face is overall. Now we've made a face that looks decently well, or at least relatively human. Now it's up to you to decide on how round you want that face to be. I'm going to leave it up to around here. I do want my features to pop out a little bit. Now the face wide, Jesus Christ, wild. See, if you're gonna play as a warrior, and if you're gonna play as like a tank, or like, you know, if you're gonna swing a sword, then yeah, sure, go ahead. I'd say make it around the middle. If you're gonna play as a mage or someone else and you just want a good looking character, then maybe make it skinnier. I don't know, with me, with the games that I play, I like to make a character in my mind and go for that narrative. So depending on whatever character you're trying to make in your mind to bring to life, yeah, go for it with that. I basically just tweaked it just a little bit. Okay, now the forehead. Your girlfriend's already got a big ass forehead, and you don't want to be looking at a character with a big ass forehead on this game too. So let's just go ahead and make that a little bit smaller. This is how big your forehead, like, why is it a possibility to go that high? Come on. I'm gonna make the forehead a little bit shorter. You don't want to do it too forward, because then your head's gonna look like a battering ram, or what the police use to break down doors, and you don't want to look like that. You want it to be actually somewhat tilted backwards. I didn't expect this. It's moving my eyebrows back. Very interesting. We're just gonna go ahead and leave this at 0. Thing is, you want your bottom lip and your top lip to be aligned, so this is pretty much going to be good. Maybe a little bit more back, somewhere around here is perfectly fine. Okay, now this next one is going to be how wide your jaw is. As you can see, it's like on the bottom right and left corner, it's sticking out pretty wide. I'm going to go ahead and leave it at, now this is the neck slope, or what they would call neck fat. So do this as much as you want. However, we did edit the chin setting too to make it look like we have no fat underneath our chin. Now our character just looks like an alien from the side because we went too extreme with it. So we probably would need to change that as well in a bit. Or we could just leave this somewhere around the middle and we should be fine. Which setting was that with the chin? Let's see. So if we go back to this setting and change it to 30 and then go to the jaw, and then we make this somewhere around, and then we leave this somewhere around minus 32, we do look a little bit better in my opinion. This is the entire bottom half of the jaw. So it's around your chin too. As you can see, it's going to get smaller. I'm going to go ahead and leave it around 14. We don't have much long left, guys, so we're almost done. Again, why is this even an option? This is how forward or back your lips are, like into your face or out of your face. You don't want it to be super into your face either. I'm going to go ahead and leave mine around 30. Now, before we decide on any other settings for the lips, we actually need to give this guy bigger lips because it's way too thin. So over here, if you scroll down, you'll see deflated or inflated lips. Let's just go ahead and make his lips a little bit inflated so he actually has lips. I'm going to go ahead and leave it around 40. You can inflate or deflate his lips as much as you like. Now, this is how wide it's going to be. It's also going to increase the size of your lips, like in every... Oh, Jesus Christ, man. Bro, you can make some ugly-ass characters on this game. And I feel like my character's lips are already pretty big, so I'm gonna do him a little bit of a favor and make it a tad bit smaller. I feel like I'm done with the lips. I don't really want to change anything. What are we going to do for the nose? Now, we do want a nice manly nose. We don't want it to be like a typical female, you know, the pointy nose. We already have a good start out point here. You don't even need to touch the nose, but now I'm gonna go ahead and put the nose a little bit down just for now. I'm gonna go ahead and leave this around -20. Now, short or tall? This is the entire nose and how far it sticks out. If you want to look like Pinocchio or not, it's the entire nose itself. We are going to go ahead and leave it at +5. Now, the tilt. This is the pointy nose that you'll see most girls do in real life to get in operations for. It also tilts your nose bridge, so do pay attention to that too. As you can see, like, the nose bridge is going down too. Now, obviously, the game doesn't tell you this because it's here to make your life confusing and difficult. But if you want a more manly nose, you want your tilt to be more downwards, except now you look like an eagle. So somewhere like -13 should be just good. Squishing your nose in, yeah, that's the best way I can describe it. How squished in you want your nose to be. So many similar settings here that you can play with, and leave this at -15. Now we are talking about the nose bridge. Let's see, is how bumpy your nose bridge is, if you want it to be really bumpy or not. I'm gonna go ahead and leave this at 0. With how short or long it is, we can make it -17 or leave it at 0. It's completely up to you. Because we already have a big nose, we don't want to make it too small, because then that's just gonna make your nose look even bigger. So instead, you're gonna make your nostrils a bit wider to make the whole nose look even. We're gonna go ahead and leave this at 36. And by any means, if the nose is too pointy for you, you can always change it yourself too. Now we got the nostrils and how wide we want them to be, or how narrow. I want it to be kind of wide. Not too wide, but just a little bit. So we're going to go ahead and leave it at +15. Now, the tilt of the nostrils is the same setting as before. Very, very similar. The operation that most girls get. I'm going to go ahead and leave this at 0. It seems perfectly fine for me the way it is. Okay, next up is the Celion, or Celion. I don't know how to pronounce this. I've never seen this word in my life before. So let's see what this is changing. It is the... Okay, it is the Celion. Okay, now I know what a Celion is. Great, we're gonna go ahead. To be honest, in real life, my nose is my Celion is actually pretty messed up in real life. It's like, it's pretty like this. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and fix that up. I'm gonna go ahead and change the Celion to -25 just to make the eyebrows pop a little bit more. You can leave it at 0 too. It's perfectly fine. Oh, like, why is this a thing that you can change? This is just disgusting. Like, why would you waste your time making this? Oh god. Just gonna go ahead and leave that at 0. Now you can make your Celion wider. This is gonna give you space in between your eyebrows, but it's also gonna mess up the entire shape of your nose. So in my opinion, it's not really worth it. But if you do want to touch upon it a little bit, you can leave it at like 20 if you want to. Now how deep the Celion is and how into your face it is completely up to you. You can even make it stick all day out. I wouldn't recommend it. Oh god, oh god, this is the stuff of nightmares, honestly. I'm gonna go ahead and just pop out my Celion. Just I love how I'm trying to use this word as much as I can. I'm gonna go ahead and pop it out just a little bit, leave it at +15. Yeah, we are done with the character creation, guys. This is the best thing you're gonna have. If you're thinking of making a female, I'll save you the time right now. Please do not make a female character on this game. Wait for mods. And for those of us that are on Xbox and are on console, we just have to wait if they do decide to bring mods on console. If not, we just cannot play as a female because your own character will give you nightmares. And yeah, instead of closing the gate to Oblivion, you'll be trying to close this game so you never have to look at your character ever again. Definitely do not make a female, I'm telling you. But yeah, that's about it for the character creation. I'm going to talk still some more. I'm still going to yap a bit about the hairstyles and what I'd want to go with my playstyle. If you do want to stick around for that, feel free. If not, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope I made you laugh. Show all the love and support that you want to, and and let me know your full stand below. Until next time, take care. Let's continue with the hairstyle. Very interesting. We can at least change the length of the hairstyles, which I didn't expect. Ooh, okay, this is a nice hairstyle. You have to also understand that the lighting in this room sucks, and once you get out of the room, your character is going to look much, much better. So, salt and pepper. What are we talking about here? This is just such a confusing character customization. Honestly, guys, I just want to be done with this. I think this is the kind of character that I'm going to go with. The white hairstyle. I mean, I hope in-game I don't just look like an old man from behind with just white grey hair. I hope that's not what I am going to look like. I'm very scared of that being the case. What is salt and pepper? I'm still... What the... Can someone tell me what salt and pepper is? What is salt and pepper, guys? This is actually annoying me so much. Like, what could salt and pepper be? Should I go double white? The double white might be bad. Yeah, because that just looks like a more grayish old man kind of hair. Whereas the full white looks more like what I want to go for. That's not even white. Yeah, there you go. I feel like this is one of the best, like, human-looking characters you can make on Oblivion, which is insane. But... I feel like we did a good job. Maybe the nose we could still change a bit. Maybe, I don't know. For me, maybe the nose is a little bit too pointy. Quite happy with my character. And I am going to keep the eyeliner. I know I was thinking about the eyeliner. I think I'm going to keep it. It's going to add to this whole dark face thing that I'm trying to go for. Ah, there you go. There's the setting that I was looking for. We are going to make this a little bit shorter too, so it doesn't stick out as much. I think I'm ready, man. I think I'm finally ready to play it. Oblivion after trying to make my character for so goddamn long. This sucks. I should be able to change my facial hair color too. I shouldn't have to have gray hair as well. I am really happy with the character I created. I swear to you, I'm so happy with the character that I created. Oh, we actually did it. We actually did it. I am so happy. I just wish this black was more black. This lighting in here sucks so much. I need to get the fuck out of this room ASAP. Yeah, I probably would have went for something like this if I wanted to actually have a beard. It's pretty similar to what I go for in real life as well. Like, you know, trim down the beard and keep a bit of a bigger mustache. Yeah, okay. Anyways, let's just go ahead and leave it at blank. I think I'm ready. I hope I can change my character in game as well, because I'm so scared of looking like an old man. I'm honestly so scared of that white hair color. It's very risky. I spent so long doing this. God damn it, if I have to do it again, I'm gonna be so annoyed. Let's start the game. And that was quick, no tutorial, no hello. Okay.